We've got a classic in our hands. It's Tiger's old weapon, Titleist 975D. Standard Titleist shaft that came with it. I think he had a steel shaft in his, didn't he? That could be fun down the line, couldn't it, when we're done with this club? We're gonna test, see if this is worth the very small amount of money I paid for it, and compare it up to some of these other classics. If you're following the series, might do a compare of all of them at the end. If you want that, let me know in the comments down below. Titleist 975D. I am Tiger Woods. So I paid $29.99 for this club. $29.99, head cover with small hole in sock but in decent nick. And this is the driver Tiger made very, very famous. He won part of his slam, did he, with this driver? He won a lot of tournaments using this driver. He was pretty much full Titleist at the time, I think. It's always an interesting discussion, isn't it? Why they change. It's not as if he was ever going to be shy of a bobble too. Maybe in the comments down below. Just the carrot is too big sometimes. And I'm not judging. Whatever he thinks is best for him. It's not as if he's not a very successful person, is it? So I go with whatever he chooses, really. So when it comes to the tech with this club, it looks great. Is kind of what the tech I can dig out says. Reinforced crown, low and slightly forward CG, I think, not the furthest back, I think. So we'll see if we get different lower spins. Again, it's from an era where if you get the right player playing it, you don't need all the trinkets, all the gadgets, all the guff. You know, there are other companies, and certainly Titleist, maybe not them as much. I mean, they all do it a bit, but who need to introduce new crazy things. This was more, is a really good looking driver. The world's best use it. Maybe you should try it. That's kind of what it feels like. Let's get it out there and see if I'm any good with it. Right, I am Tiger Woods. It has to be said, this club's got to be a classic, isn't it? I mean, it looks small down by the ball for modern day. So I do think you're buying into something. Well, let's see what numbers we get. I think you are buying into a bit of a world of pain compared to the other ones we've tested. Obviously, the grip is completely useless. Get your clubs re-gripped, people. Righty, what am I doing then, Tiger, with your old stick? Obviously, you had a different shaft. I get all that before the comments come. Let's see what we can get out of it. Teeing it up considerably lower than where I would tee up a modern day driver. Sits square, grey top, looks classic, looks great, to be honest. Put your hands up in that comment section down below. Kind of like to see Titleist go back to this grey, wouldn't you? It's a beautiful sound. Like, it sounds as good as anything you will ever hit. It's got zero kind of loud ting to it. Just leaking these a little bit to the right. Maybe a bit out the bottom, I would say, that one. Yeah, it looks a little short again, just that little leak off to the right, which is definitely in me at the moment. You got to remember what this club was competing against at its time as well, so it was probably up there with everything. I think nowadays you could probably, and we'll look at the numbers, there's probably 6, 7, maybe 10 yards you could squeeze out of miss hits on this smaller head from a bigger head, those kind of things. I don't know what the COR of this club is, so I would imagine it has gone up a little bit from these days. Let's see if I can not fade this one. Hit that good. Nope, still losing it out to the right. So I would have to change the way I'm kind of moving to get that hitting target. Right, I'm going to try and even draw this one a little bit this time. Oh, I've hit the ground. That is a drop kick of a shot. Like, it's done all right for a drop kick, but that was a drop kick. Right, same ideas, better strike. Because I did feel like I was going to get the shape I wanted on that. Is that coming back? No, not at all. Right, a couple more. I'm just going to now work with it rather than fight it. Then we'll take it down a fairway. Once I've worked it out, I reckon I could hit any fairway with this, but you can see I'm struggling to fight it. I feel with the smaller head, I'm 8.5 loft, fixed neck, like I'm gonna have to really work, and again, custom fitting, getting this to fit me. Well, I choose to play with it. Battle it might be hard. I can't tweak it. There's not much I can do to it, which again is where the custom fit is always the better option. But you've got to remember the price this was, very different price point. Let's just start this one left and let it move back a bit more on the target in theory. Oh, that's a horrible strike. I think I'm finding target, but that is uber short, and there lies the problem, I think, when you start going this far back in driver histories. Pretty good, that Tiger guy, wasn't he? Now I've ripped that. I felt like I hit that really good. Yeah, that's almost like where I'm going to be. Much straighter, decent shot. We'll show you the numbers on those in a second. Let's take it to the fairway, but before we do, I don't think I am Tiger. Right, 10th Pebble Beach, trouble on the right. I am going to aim left and play the club. Again, shows you like how good custom fitting can be, or you just go with it and work around it, I guess. So I've towed that. What's that going to do? So I've tried to start it left, stay up. It's going to run into the reedy bit, I reckon. Well, it's done all right for the strike. It didn't go in the ocean, I mean by that. I feel like the lower tee is making it harder for me as well to get in, up and out at that, which is where the smaller head often play. I don't want to tee it up much higher. Certainly a little wary of doing that in my garden studio, because me and the neighbours get on all right at the minute. But I feel like if I went up in tee there, that's too high, and I'm going to have to be careful there. I would be able to get in, up and out to get my shape. I've done plenty of videos on tee height and how it influences. It does play its part, subject to your natural delivery. Right, better strike starting up the left though. This should work. Oh, like that. Is that staying? Yeah, that's good. Everything's fadey. Pitching more centre stripe. And that's a pretty decent hit. It's a fade machine, isn't it? Definitely feeling like I'm just having to play with it. Yeah, that might not be left enough. Is that an ocean ball? First one, soft bounce, softly. Come on, calm down. Oh my word. It's our first ocean ball. It's interesting, isn't it? Combination of its setup, maybe not being ideal for me, my shape and a miss hit, all adds up with the first ocean ball. And you got to remember, I'm really trying to not hit it in there with this club, knowing I'm not aiming, you can see me quite across the old quad there. All right, come on fairway, Xavier. Struck well. Stay up that left side. Yeah, that's a good drive. Look, I've held that. I mean, I've caught the bunker, but that is like 5 yards from being perfect and moving down into the middle of that fairway. Oh, I want another now. Right, last one, and then we'll go in and look at the numbers. Again, that's got to be good. Yeah, look, I'm now managing to keep that straight. I'm going to hit one more. I'm sorry. I'm having fun with it. So I'm hitting the bunker, which I'm aiming at to move it off, and hitting it straight. So I'm going to try one more where I try and actually nail it down the middle. A bit more down the middle. Can I strike it? That's starting right, I think. Yeah, that's gone. It's in the ocean. I hope no one's walking on the beach down there. Oh, let's go and look at these numbers. What can I get out of this club? Definitely not Tiger. Shall we do some numbers? So, average carry 247. Kind of what I would expect. 255, 258, and then I can drop it down to 225 if I strike it there. Like you can see my strikes there, they're not crazy, are they? Look how much my path has gone out to in as well, because I'm trying to aim left of that monitor basically to try and make sure I fade it back onto target. It felt like a bit of a fade machine, this club. Spinning at 2.7, lowest at 1.6. Again, that was my, it was a Healy strike actually, that surprises me. So that was a heel strike. 2000 was one at 3.7 there as well, spinning quite high when I got that low one. If we take that miss hit out, spinning at 2.5. I'm getting ball speeds of averaging 150. It's not quick. Club head speed, I was getting it up to 108, 109 at my peak, averaging 108.2. So not crazy slow for me. My driver, slightly longer length, lighter shaft, I can get it up to 110, 111, but I can swing plenty of clubs at 108, those kind of speeds. Now when I took it onto the course trying to hit fairway, I didn't get anything over 253. That was my longest. Shortest came down to 238, spinning now at 2.9. Again, you see 3/4s down to 2.5 spins. So for me, this club is for nostalgia. There's better out there in modern day world. For 30 quid, could you play golf with that? Yes, you could. Would you get the right specs very easily? I think you'd find it really hard. As you can see, I'm finding it hard to get the shape I wanted to out of this club. I had to let hit dominate me a little bit. So I think this is a classic club. I think it was great at its time. I just think there's much better now. I think when you go this far back in history, you are just letting some free points being given away for nothing. You can buy, as you've seen in this series, if you haven't catched the other videos, drivers very similar price, bigger headed, bit friendlier, you know, when you do start hitting it across the face, which you're gonna, and you get a little bit more benefit from them. A good club of its time. I think you got the speed the Tiger's got, and you're playing against a whole field that's got this or worse in their driver. I mean, it's gonna be as good as anything, isn't it? But I just think in modern day drivers, there are better deals. But as 3 said, that was a lot of fun. Post comments down below. Did you have one of these? Have you ever hit one of these? Would you consider getting one of these? $29.99. I mean, you get the right loft. That's an absolutely killer price. Would you care that you give those few yards away? I mean, I'm averaging, well, 258. If I get more of those, it's only like 5 or 6 yards. It's 10 yards really, kind of at the most. So what do you value most? 10 yards or $29.99? Or having a little bit of history in your golf bag? Maybe down in that comment section. Let me know. I'm gonna stay in the modern world until we're told that we're not allowed to.